I'm so glad you stayed, because I have a story to tell about Guillermo del Toro, and congratulations on your work tonight. What a beautiful speech. Especially the part about frailty is your strength, and how important that is, because I think that speaks to the film that I made and the character that I played, who's a real man. He overdosed twice, he battled his demons, and he was at one time the greatest fighter on the planet. His name was Mark Kerr. And you know, while we don't know what it's like to be the greatest fighter on the planet, can't relate to that, we can all relate to pressure. We can all relate to vulnerability and the fear of being vulnerable, especially men. And I love that you said that about frailty. It is a strength, and vulnerability is a strength too as well. We as men, though, we just gotta talk more. We gotta talk to each other and talk to our loved ones more, and not keep it in here like I used to do. It's very unhealthy. So I was going to my very first Golden Globes as a presenter, and it was almost 10 years ago, and The Shape of Water had just, you know, taken over the world, and I go to the Globes, and I asked the person, hey, could you sit me at my table? And I'm walking, and they're walking, and as we're walking past the tables and all these stars, and there's Leo, and wow, there's De Niro, and Scorsese, and as we're walking, and I'm like, wow, we're getting pretty close to the stage. This is got the right table for me. So we're walking, and I walk, and it is like this table. It's the main table right in front of the stage, and it's the Shape of Water table. And I went, holy shit, I don't know. You know, that's my name right there. I'm going to sit down. And I met Guillermo. And as Oscar was saying, he embodies this. One of my favorite quotes is, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And that man was so nice to me, and he was so kind to me, and he, of course, loved his films like all of us, so inspiring to meet him as a director. So I'm sitting there at the Shape of Water table, and he's up for Best Director, and the Golden Globe goes to Guillermo del Toro. He gets up, he wins, he gives this beautiful speech, and he comes back, and he's coming back to the table. Now the entire table is up, and they're waiting to greet Guillermo. And he comes, and the first person he sees is me, and he gives me the biggest hug. And before he hugs me, he goes, "We did it!" And I went, "We did do it!" And he, thank you, brother. We did it! And I'll never forget that. And I was with my agent at that time, and he was right here, and he's like, "Did Guillermo del Toro tell you we did it?" And I said, "He did, we did it." It was one of those nights where everybody afterwards were coming up to me, congratulating me on, hey, congrats on, you know, The Shape of Water and Guillermo. Thank you very much. Well, you know, we did it. But thank you for being so good and kind to me. We did do it.